Well, looky. Came home today, and I had a package. And it's an inspected package, and it's from California. So I know who this is from. I'm pretty excited. This is from my good friend, Anshu, at exoticmeatmarkets.com. And I have no idea what it was. He just said he wanted to send me and Melissa something that we could enjoy on New Year's. One good thing about getting stuff from Anshu is you end up with coolers. All kinds of coolers. So, like I said, I have no idea if this is going to be exotic, if it's just going to be normal. Well, there's nothing normal with him. Even his normal meats are of highest of standards. So, got a piece of dry ice. That's pretty cool. Oh my God. Look at that. That is a piece of Wagyu steak. It is right here. Wagyu beef, Japanese, New York steak. Look at the marbling in that. We're going to make this for New Year's because part of it I'm going to eat raw, cannibal style, because this is the perfect kind of meat to do with that with. And then we're going to have to really justify cooking this meat, babe. We just don't cook this up any old crazy way. This is crazy good. Thank you, Anshu. Got the video coming. Thank you. Love it. All right, it's New Year's Eve, so we're going to cook our steak that we got from Anshu. This is a Japanese Wagyu steak. This right here is the pinnacle of meat for meat eaters. Just that little piece of meat right there is about $150. So, I'm very intimidated by cooking this meat. So I did some research. I'm not punting with this. I'm like not throwing it on the grill caveman style. So, we're going to do a couple things here. Me and Melissa are going to split this. And it says for Wagyu, you don't want to stretch the meat. You don't want to keep lifting it up and everything. So if you're going to have to keep moving it, it says to cut it. So it's actually going to work good for us because we're going to cut Melissa's piece. Just like that. And it says be very delicate with this. And yeah, getting a little bit bigger piece. But then, to honor Anshu for sending this to me, he said to enjoy this meat raw. He likes to enjoy a lot of meat raw. So I'm going to do that just because, two reasons. One, I want to, out of respect for him. And two, it's freaking New Year's. And the big tradition for us would be cannibal burgers. So this is like taking the cannibal burger to a whole new level. So, wow. Very mild. It's almost, I've eaten a lot of raw hamburger and stuff in my life, and this is tasting totally different. It's very mild flavored. Friggin' awesome. So my steak, I'm just going to kind of leave it just like that. That's how we're going to cook it. For Melissa's, and now I let this steak sit out at room temperature for like an hour and a half here, so it's coming right up to room temperature. You don't want to cook it cold. We're going to cook it with some cloves of garlic. So if you take garlic and you put it in a container like that and rattle it around, it'll break itself up and kind of, the cloves will come apart. And it's really good at knocking all that stuff out of there. So then you just got to take and kind of dump it out in your hand. Like that. So, we got about 15 minutes before we're going to cook this. So what we're going to do, Melissa's steak, we're just going to salt it. Pepper it. And that's it. Just one side, because we don't want to keep moving this around. And we're going to take our cloves of garlic. We're going to slice them up really, really thin, and we're going to put these in the pan. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. We're going to put these in the pan, and we're going to cook this in the oil before we put our steak in. So, we'll be back. This is awesome. All right, we've got our garlic in there, and as you can see, it's started to brown and caramelize. This is just in there with extra virgin olive oil. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take that out, because we're not going to cook the steak and have it touch or anything with that garlic. We just wanted that garlic infused into the oil. So we're getting closer to putting the steak on. All right, while we were browning our garlic, I got my sirloin out and added my onions for my traditional cannibal meat on crackers. I got all the garlic out of there after we browned it. I shut the stove off, got the garlic out because we don't want to overheat this. Now you can see it's just starting to smoke again. That's when it says to put these babies on. So now, put Melissa's on. And I'll put mine on. And we're going to cook them. And they say, okay, there's a lot of things about this Kobe beef that I learned. This is Wagyu. Kobe beef is the American version of it. With all that marbling in there, you can tend to stretch the meat if you handle it too much or you don't support it when you flip it or anything like that. So you're not supposed to do that. The other thing is, normally we cook all our steaks on high and sear them and all that Americanized stuff. This, they want to cook medium rare to rare, a couple minutes on each side, 3 to 3.5 minutes, but on a lower heat, because all of that marbling in there, if you cook it too high, will melt all of that fat out of the meat, and you're kind of defeating the whole purpose. So we're going to give it a little bit, and we'll show you what it looks like when we're ready to flip it. All right, we're making this quite the festival where we're cooking this up here. Now I got my pickled herring. It's another New Year's tradition in our family. All right. We're ready to turn this. It's been about 3 minutes. Oh yeah. Perfect. They say you want that, just that, not a char. They want it, you want a caramel look in there. If you can see that, it's kind of a real caramely brown. So that's coming along nicely. Couple things. We got this from Anshu at exoticmeatmarkets.com. He is the meat guy. He's where I learning a lot about my meat. He told me when we're enjoying raw meat, whether it's this Wagyu or our sirloin or anything, told me get away from the Mountain Dew. Don't drink anything. And if you have to, drink room temperature water. So always eat your meat at room temperature if you're going to eat it raw, and just have it with room temperature water. You know, we didn't claw our way to the top of the food chain to be enjoying vegetables all the time, and New Year's is kind of an excuse to go back into our manhood and celebrate another year that we made it, and so you should eat raw meat. These babies are done. Turn them off. And you grab a plate. You know, if you're going to enjoy $150 steaks, you should always use the good paper plates. Oh yeah. So now, we're just going to let them rest for about 3 to 4 minutes. As you can see, it's got that pink in the middle yet, at medium rare. It's going to be freaking amazing. Happy New Year. All right, here we go. Time to cut our Wagyu up here. Oh my gosh, that is so tender. Look at that. Just extremely rare in the middle. That's so awesome.
You think that knife is sufficient for cutting your steak?
You know, I love my Bubba blade. And they don't even pay me. So anyways, here we go. We're going to have... I always try stuff first. This time I'm going to have my amazing wife try it. Come on. I know it's a little bloody for you. You got to try it. You're not going to do it. Well, that's a bummer. Oh my God. It is like warm on the outside, cool on the inside. So, the juices are amazing. Oh my God. People would say, I would never spend $150 on a steak. If you were eating this right now, this is kick John Wayne in the nuts good. Oh my God. If you guys eating this stuff that I'm starting to eat and do all this crazy stuff, man, eating is a journey. You will spend money on cars, guns, ammo. I suggest you spend money one time on Japanese Wagyu beef. Oh my God. It is amazing. You need to try it, baby. All right, folks. This is my second take because I always like to eat a little bit and then I can figure things out and come back and tell you. Here it is. It is the juiciest, most tender piece of meat I've ever eaten in my life. The juices are not like a regular steak juice. They're like, when I first started going to cook this, I was going to put some butter in the pan. I'm glad I didn't, because the fat melting and marbling in there is like a buttery goodness all on its own. So anyways, I want to thank all you guys for a great year. Happy New Year. Enjoy your traditions. You know, we got ours is the pickled herring, the cannibal burgers, and I can guarantee you next year I will be eating another Wagyu steak on New Year's. Amazing.